explore more of the world, engage with others, and embrace global cultures.
All right, welcome to today's Explorers, a series dedicated to sharing the inspiring stories and varying perspectives of those who've chosen to seek out life-changing adventure. On today's call, I've got Sai. Hi, Sai.
Hello, thanks for having me.
How are you? Where are you in the world?
I'm great. I'm now in Germany, somewhere near Schaupenhardt. Schaupenhardt. I'm still finding it really difficult to pronounce it right, but it's near Stuttgart, from what I
Okay.
understand.
Why are you there at this moment?
Yes, so I am now in here because I'm doing rooftop conversions.
Okay.
So it's been a long time coming. Sorry, a bit of traffic. It's been a long time coming, and I'm finally getting these opportunities to do this in here. So yeah, I'm going through the process right now. From what I understand, the roof is already on. Mainly here to do the rooftop conversion and the interior rebuild.
Okay.
Before I can continue my journey.
Brilliant. And I've been checking your recent posts. You are going with this company because you'd explored other options, but this one is the one that works. Yeah.
Yes. And it's been there's so many options out there nowadays, especially for Defender. So yeah, it's all comes down to the design and lost sleep over this. I've been thinking about this for the longest time. The moment I got the car a couple of years ago, I was thinking about this. So, but at the time was still thinking about just to do this for camping.
Mm-hmm.
But now obviously I live in the car now, so this is gonna be something I hope that will bring me the comfort that I'm expecting, and also the living space that I'm looking for. Like, because I've been on the road for over 9 months now, and yeah, the space is premium in the Defender, as you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need every bit of inches available in the car so I can comfortably stay in. I'm more like although as much as I like the outdoors, but I also quite enjoy my space inside. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I like to stay inside more than outside, but obviously I'm still outside.
Yeah. Great. Well, we'll get into the details of your vehicle and any modifications a bit later. But for now, maybe let's go back in time, and could you share a bit about where you're from and what your life was like before you started getting into exploration?
Sure. I was born and raised in Hong Kong. Got the opportunities, thank you for my parents, and I got to move to New Zealand for my high school. And then I moved to Australia for my university, and then I continued to work and live there. I guess my early interest was pretty much, I'm very influenced by my dad, I would say, because he growing up, like, he was born in Cambodia. Then he kind of moved around during the war and after the war back then. And I guess growing up, watching him, he was always going to places, whether it was work for work or for travel. So I think I kind of get that sense of traveling around from him, that's for sure. And growing up, I like to watch Dakar Rally, and I like to watch documentary of wildlife, animal and stuff. But that didn't really go anywhere. Like as life goes on, that kind of my childhood dream kind of like just buried into somewhere. I guess my early start of thinking about this was back in 2010 when I was still in Australia. That was the first time I rented a camper van and then traveled Western Australia back then for I think just over a week. And from that moment, from then on, I knew that one day I want to do this. And I guess that was the early days that I knew that someday I want to travel on the road and in the car, or whatever it means.
Were you influenced by any other people that you saw as well or followed? Obviously, 2010 was before Instagram.
Yeah, I think back then was, I don't think van life. I don't know. I don't come across van life until much later date.
Yeah.
But those days were just like, I see people have like a big caravan basically, or a trailer, and people and back then I was just really going to campground basically. Not much of influence back then, I would say, because I think 2010 was still early days of YouTube.
Yeah. But Australia as a whole is pretty good at camping and outdoors, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think really comes to thinking about van life or overland travel was the last couple of years, really.
Mm.
Just watching YouTube and then I realized, okay, maybe there's life out there other than what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was working in corporate for almost 20 years, over 20 years. And yeah, for me it's like sorry, it's really loud.
That's okay.
Yeah, for me it was really, really, I guess for me is especially growing up in a Asian culture.
Mm.
I guess similar to many others also, maybe not just Asian, but you want to, your parents, you go to study and then you go work, you get married and that was it. And for me, although I didn't hate my job, I like the people I work with. But over the years, I think I was just feeling something missing for me. Like, I wasn't depressed, I wasn't unhappy, but I was just kind of like life just going.
Mm.
I don't know what although I kind of know what I was doing, but I don't know what I'm going with this. And I guess that was the main turning point for me. Like, not this. I want to take control what I can control
Yeah.
and let the rest and see how it turns out, basically.
That's awesome. Do you have any special skills that you bring to your explorations?
I wish I have, but I don't. I I can barely use a spanner or anything, so I can't really fix my car. So I try to learn, but I'm not. I don't trust my own skills, basically.
Mm.
So I don't have particular skills, I would say, but I'm very just go and do it and see what happens. And if things doesn't go my way, and just okay, let's just deal with it now. Like, what's next? I guess go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have particular set of skills or anything that I don't think will really help me in this overland trip. Nothing that I I I learned that I could use before the trip. I would say I don't know, but I'm yeah, I'm
Maybe
not very.
reliance on, I mean, today people use technology. How do you navigate in your trips? Is it?
For sure, the
Yeah.
phone is everything for me. The phone, the GPS. I have some different maps. Usually, when I have receptions, I use Google Map, and I also have a different app running on the tablet that is running offline map. So I use that quite a lot in Central Asia.
Okay.
And now that I'm in this part of Europe, then I always get reception, so I don't really use it. But I use it particularly a lot in Mongolia, in Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan. I use that quite a bit
Mm.
when there's no receptions. Mainly, I think my tools is really just my phone. Really,
Yeah.
I wish I know how to use map. Like, having a paper map is cool, and everyone said you should have a paper map with you, just for safety. And I don't have a paper map with me. Even I don't even know how to use it.
Yeah, yeah. That's fine. So where have you explored so far?
So far, I started in Hong Kong, and then I'll go through, I think, about 18, 19 countries now. So from Hong Kong to China, and then Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. I missed one of the stan because was the visa problems.
Mm.
Because I didn't really plan anything for the trip, to be honest. Like, the only thing I checked was do I need a visa? Yeah, after Tajikistan, after Uzbekistan, I went back to Russia and then through Georgia, Armenia, Turkey, Bulgaria, Greece, Italy, and then Europe. And after Italy was France, Monaco, and then take a boat to Morocco. Yeah, and then I come back to Europe side. I went to took a boat back to Italy, Switzerland, and then now I'm in Germany.
Okay. And yeah, you mentioned a visa issue with one country that you had to miss, but otherwise, has it been pretty smooth
It's
sailing?
pretty straightforward. So I guess that's why my prep process towards this trip was pretty minimal. And I mean, kudos to people who can plan. I'm not really a planner. I kind of have a rough idea the direction that I'm going. I don't even know the first border that I have to cross in China. I don't even know where that is until the day. So I kind of just wing it along the way. But yeah, I think the visa and the vehicle permit is the only thing that I need to research for. And from Central Asia to Europe, temporary import permit is is the way to go. It's very easy. You don't need a CDP. So yeah, that was easy for me. Yeah, not much planning we really need.
That's good to know. I mean, I think thinking back to when my parents did it in the 70s, they had to plan a lot of the route ahead and had to go get all the visas before.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it seems as though most places you can get a visa on the day.
Correct.
Travel through.
It depends on the passport you hold, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the route that I took through Central Asia is no problem.
No
I
problem.
think the only problem I have was in Mongolia, which is the start of a trip. Like, really stressed me out back then. But thinking back, it was fun time.
Okay.
In Mongolia, because I'm crossing from China, from northern China to Mongolia, and only that part of the border crossing, they have problem with my international driver license. Basically, they were saying people from Malaysia or Singapore, Hong Kong, China, not allowed to drive in the country. Although you're allowed to enter the country, which I'll pass the customs, it was fine. I was in the country, I was start driving, but the first police checkpoint, I got stopped, and then they asked me to return.
Oh wow!
That was the first hiccup that I had. I was really, I was like, that was it. The trip just started, and I was like, oh, that was it. And I wouldn't say too much on how I get past that, but it was stressful 72 hours of time in Mongolia.
Yeah, not a great way to start.
Yeah, that was totally. Like thinking back then now, it's a fun story to tell. But yeah, only until I get to almost Western Mongolia, that was no problem. Everyone's really chill. The police was all good. It was only that part of Mongolia wasn't easy.
Interesting. Cool. What are the next 3 destinations you're hoping to visit next?
I always wanted to do safari in Africa. And I was quite close when I was in Morocco. I was thinking about, should I just keep going? So definitely Africa will be on top of my list. And also South America, as everyone's talked about it, Alaska to Argentina, or the other way around. And that's still in my mind. My plan kind of like change all the time. At the moment, I'm feeling more towards Middle East. So maybe I will drive back towards that way. I don't know. Like I want to do Iran, Pakistan, and towards India. And that's also one of the kind of like the direction that I may be going. I'm not quite sure at the moment. But for now, after the rooftop conversion, I'll be heading to UK first, because I have that 90 days over 180 days rules, that kind of thing is towards the end of the 90 days now. So I have to stay in UK for a bit, and then I'll re-enter Europe, and then I'll decide. Maybe I'll go to North, Sweden or Norway. I'm not sure yet.
Lots of options.
I just the only thing I need to figure out is how I'm going to sustain this lifestyle. Yeah. So at the moment, it can be anywhere. Yeah.
And are you working as you go, or are you?
No, so that's the thing. Like I still using my savings for now. I budgeted for a year when I started the trip. I'm looking forward to. I don't know. I still don't know what I want to do at the moment. I know what I don't want to do. So I'm keeping my options open. I'm quite open to what's out there, and I haven't quite figured out what I wanted to do. So it's been a little bit difficult to try to search for a remote job. Yeah, because I really don't know what I want to do.
Yeah. And I mean, it must be hard with traveling. Do you have internet with you as you go, or?
Yeah, I use at the beginning of the trip. I just get the local SIM card. It's relatively easy and much easier than I thought people talk about. But then now, last 2-3 months, I switched to eSIM, just much easier. Yeah. So obviously there are places you got no reception, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Sometimes it's good to have no receptions.
Yeah.
And you can just really switch off. I'm very, very bad in like scrolling on Instagram and on YouTube, so sometimes it's just good to have no reception. So I thought about getting Starlink, but then I think about like, unless my work depends on that, then maybe I'll consider that option. Yeah, but sometimes I like to go to places with no reception. So yeah.
Maybe just have a paper map though.
Yeah.
Where of the places you've been, where would you recommend people visit for sure?
I really like Central Asia. I would consider to go back sometime in the future also. I really enjoy those in Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan in particular. Very, very interesting. The other place I would say, like Armenia. I have a very special feeling about this place because this is the place I decided to quit my job and do this full time. I started off with a 6 months sabbatical leave, and it was about 4 months in. I was in Armenia, and I was really thinking about like what's next. Like, do I go back to work or do I keep going? That's the place I really get to slow down, not driving every day, and really thinking about like, what I want to do. And so that's the place I decided to quit, and that's why I feel like something special about Armenia that I pulls toward to. And yeah, it's kind of like under the radar as well. Not many people talk about it, I feel, going to Armenia. That makes it really good because there's not many tourists or travelers over there. And obviously overlanding group, they know where to go, and I don't particularly see a lot of people in there, and which I found just nice. Yeah.
A little less popular.
Yeah.
That's great. So yeah, coming back to your vehicle, what vehicle do you have? What age is it? And then any modifications? Obviously, we talked about you doing some.
I love this topic. I have a 2012 Defender, also known by the Puma, the well-known, not so good Puma engine. But so far, it's been good. Like I have no breakdown that really got me stranded in a place. So far, it's been good. Obviously, I do have it like change the oil service and all that stuff. The routine maintenance. I'm quite on top of that. Modifications really before the trip was really just I have a couple mates to help me convert it to camper at the back. So I take out the back seats and have kitchen, beds, and all that stuff.
Oh, so it's a 5-door.
Yeah, it's a 5-door one.
5-door.
Yeah, the station wagon one. And what else did I do? I think with just that, and I have battery, I have water tank, and that was it. And then now I'm going through a rooftop conversion and rebuilding the whole interior. I think for the past 9 months, what I realized is the storage space that I need. Though I have to admit, like I bought a lot of stuff that I don't really need. Or I haven't even opened them or take them out for the last 9 months. But sometimes I feel like I want to have the backup because I'll be here. Sometimes I feel like it's good to have 4-season stuff in there, like I have big jackets and stuff and all those. And I found very difficult for me if I don't have a place for things. Either I don't end up using it because it's so difficult to get it out, or I just things just everywhere. And I see all the time on Instagram or whatnot, you see other people set up. They look so clean, and I was like, "How did they do this?" I just don't get it. Like it's just messy all the time, and I want to be a little bit more clean and more just nicer to be around every day. Yeah. So the rebuild of the interior, now I'm opting for storage instead of storage in livable space, rather than looking nice. Yeah. I mean, there's also many options out there, and I really want the cozy feelings that you can just sit in there comfortably without popping the roof, which I could right now. But after I have the pop top, I would feel like I want to have something like standing space, a little bit more space to move around. So it's kind of like different setup. It's not I guess it's no perfections in here. Like you gotta have to sacrifice make some compromises. And so yeah, I'm going for storage instead of like knocking things looking nice.
Yeah.
And
where was the sleeping setup with the rooftop the pop-up roof? Is it up above, or do you sleep back in the? Oh
yeah, I want to sleep on the top
on
bit.
The top, so a panel comes down.
Yes. And I think you still have the options to sleep downstairs whenever I can't pop the roof. I do think it's quite important because there are a number of places, especially towards Europe side, and a lot of places I don't think you can really pop the roof because you don't want to be too obvious you're sleeping in the car. So I still want to have that option. Yeah, there's just many times in the past 9 months, and I just wished I have that room I can move around, I can stand up inside, like able to stand inside for me, I think is or not having the roof right on the top of my head is is something I really look forward to. I haven't seen the work yet because it's still in the workshop, but I know the roof is now in. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see to feel what the difference it makes.
Yeah, that's exciting. What about other equipment? Are there 5 pieces of equipment that you definitely have to travel with?
Yes, I think is maybe not what people expect, or maybe they do, is my phone. Obviously, I think the equipment I need is without a phone. Yeah, I'm pretty hopeless. I have no sense of direction, so I need to go to places and rely on GPS. Phone. I have way too many cab. Way too many. I think cab. Also, what else? What else? I think I write down in the answer before. I can't remember. A cab, I have phone, cameras. So yes, cameras. So
Yeah.
I love to take pictures, take videos. So cameras is definitely one of the things that I carry all the time. Power to charge my phone. What else there?
What's your toilet situation like? Is it a shovel or?
So I have a camping toilet. So
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to this. I bought a composting toilet now. So because of my old setup, I can't fit one in. I was using a collapsible camping toilet.
Okay.
I think that's, for me, is essential. At the beginning of the trip, like, if you're just going camping, I think it's perfectly fine. But if this is like a daily thing, and that's something like it's become a hassle. Everything become a hassle living in the car. So yeah, I was using a collapsible toilet. Now I have a place for the toilet situation. So yeah, that to me, I think is a game changer. So I don't need to look. Beginning of the trip was like I try to be outside all the time, do the business outside, or I go to cafe, restaurant when I'm close to the city. But yeah, I think nothing beats it when you have everything just inside. You can do your business and then head out and just make it much easier.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's one of those. It's a comfort, and it's nice to have.
Yeah. I think also, yeah. Funny you mentioned it also. Like my weight of my perspective in luxury and comfortability has changed significantly since I gone on the road. I feel having hot shower, I think for me is like hot shower is definitely something I want to have, which I'm going to have in this rebuild, and just really clean bathroom.
Yeah.
Also one other thing, and that's just something, or in fresh, clean clothes to wear. These are the things that I really need, nothing else.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just things that I don't really think about when you were living at home. And yeah, this is the essential for me.
Yeah.
Nothing else important. More important than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Well, now we're moving on to the reflective questions. What inspires you to explore?
I guess I want to feel alive. I want to make an impact. Because small, doesn't matter. Just feel that I did something in this lifetime for myself, not for anybody else, not for anybody else. I think that's what really got me to do this, like to explore different lifestyle. It may not be something people would see as, certainly not me, would see towards like what's the definition of success really means, and what we really looking for in life. I think for me now, it's just being happy. As simple as that. What makes me happy? What do I truly want in life? And that's really the driving force for me to move forward. Not just where to go, but what I'm doing, how I feel. I think way back in the corporate life, you don't really have the time to think about life. You kind of like always just, one of the quote I really like is it's like we're just too busy. Everything, we're always just too busy. And I feel like every year at work, every year I just looking for the annual leave that I get to take to escape. And for me, I don't want to be a tourist escaping life. That's what that was the quote for, like the about. I don't want to be a tourist escaping life, but I want to be a traveler experiencing life. I think that's what I like, kind of like moving towards to right now. Just
and I mean, doing it now as opposed to when you're retired is
now's
the time.
There's I have a very strong feeling about last year was the year that I get to do this. That's why I went for it. Obviously, there are many consideration, like whether you have enough money, whether you can still find a job later on, or what that situation would be like. I just don't know, but I can never plan too much and worry about too much. And I feel I still have the energy. I still have I still have it in me that I can go do this now. And I don't know, 10 years later, I don't know even I'll be here in 10 years. So I don't want to leave it too late. Like you can never have too many insurance as a backup, but health, you don't have a backup. So I feel like, it's enough thinking about it. It's the time to do it. So yeah, I feel like if this doesn't work out, if I didn't like it, end up I didn't really like enjoying it. So far I'm still enjoying it. If at some point I don't enjoy it anymore and I want to back to work, then so be it. But at least I tried. So yeah, for now, I just want to try to see how I'm going to make it work. I also think about, for me, now that I'm traveling for like 9 months and I feel I'm that type of person, I kind of like being stationary at one place. Say, for example, like Morocco, I spent almost 3 months there, although not in the same locations. I feel like being in stationary in one place, I get to do routine stuff, which I enjoy. One thing I sacrifice, I think, is the routine stuff. I don't have a routine anymore. And I'm the type of person, I need routine to be disciplined. So that out of windows, and I feel like for me now, it's good to have like 6 months maximum in one place and then 6 months just going around. So that's something in my mind right now, that maybe somewhere I don't really travel to tick boxes now. At the beginning of the trip, maybe I would still say, oh, what's the attraction like in this location? I would just go, okay, I'll go there. I'll go there. Now I'm not so much, and just depends how I feel. And I guess I'm also looking for perhaps maybe a place where I can stay, whether it's a work visa or travel visa or whatnot. Then I can stay a bit longer, and maybe I can to a place where I can focus on something, a project or something, or work. Yeah. So yeah, that still changes as time goes. And for now, I feel like not driving every day is nice.
Yeah.
Get to meet the people.
You've first discovered what rhythm works best for you for your travels.
Yeah. At the beginning of the trip, I pretty much drive every day. And also that limits the time that you get to really spend some time with the local people or new friendship that you made on the road. So yeah, now that I really enjoy getting to know the people and stay a bit longer and do some of the people like the local people do. It'll be nice, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That leads me on to my next question is how do you engage with other people?
I think, I like to think, I think I am. I'm an introvert, so I like to stay inside. But I also enjoy talking to people. So I think I need a bit of time to I move around from introvert to extrovert. So when the time that I feel like I don't want to talk to anyone, so I just stay in the car. Get up, I would stay inside until I brush my teeth, eat my breakfast, and then open my door. There are times that I feel like social, then I'll go to a cafe, I'll go to a restaurant, and then I'll talk to people. I think that's that's how I feel. Yes. Sometimes I like to, like, especially you walk up to some of the wild camping spot with Park49 or whatever, and you see other camper wake and trucks or van or whatever. I prefer to give them some room, everyone, so I don't park next to them, and then when I feel like to, and then I'll walk up to say hello.
Yeah,
that's usually how I approach people. Yeah, it's just so easy to talk to people. So yeah, that's how I approach it for now.
Great. Why is it important that we embrace global cultures?
I think somewhere along the line is saying, I think it's nice not living in your own bubble, and I think it's important to see from what's it like from your own eyes. Like for this trip, like I told like friends or colleagues or whatever, and even my parents, like where I'll be going. And if you just read up online and see people how they think about certain places, there will be a lot of people tell you not to go. And I feel like there's so much negativity on both the media or the news, whatever. So I basically stopped watching the news for many years. Some would consider I'm quite selfish, but yeah, I just like to go and see for myself, like, and And when you're there, everyone say, no, it's not safe to go there. You definitely not go alone, definitely not wild camping and all that stuff. And you go see, you meet the nicest people. I found something very interesting to me personally is like, you get to meet people from different cultures, so different, but yet you found so many similarity between you just as human. And then you realize we're not very different. Like we had different experience, but yet we think alike in a human level. And there's no, this I could never feel safer. I never felt as safe as you can be. I would say I feel super safe on the road. And safety was never my concern. For anyone that say, okay, you're so brave to just drive alone. And I met people, they cycle on the motorbike. They can't even have, like I could just hide in the car. If anything, I can drive off. Yeah, I feel like it's nice to see this from this perspective and just go out there and see and just meet people. And I like to share stories. Like I have so much in me, I can talk for hours, and always very interesting to listen to people's stories, especially from other travelers. When we talk, and it's just so much out there, and it's so refreshing. Problems or struggles that we face in compared to when I was working, those are such minor issues. Like that's nothing, and you don't get to see this and feel this when you in that working mode. And now that I think I can truly, really understand myself a little bit more, and also I don't dig deep and some of those like minus problems. It doesn't really matter. Like a lot of things really doesn't matter. Like I feel like we always, whether you're chatting to friends or whatever, we always dive into problems. Like it would not be a problem next week or a month later, but we are so deep into it. We're so bothered by it, and yeah, for me now, to me it's like nothing really matter. We are here for very brief time and just enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think in particular, I want to touch on this also because I always have this feeling about we are only here for a very short time, and I had a car accident in Morocco, and that I flipped the car in the sand dune, and I didn't have my seatbelt on. And the moment I know I'm gonna flip, like I was like trying to get on something, it was too late. I was flying to the other side, and that really got me thinking. Like you can plan a lot of stuff. Like I've thought, oh, I'm gonna do this next week, and then everything changed because of that, and then the car's damaged, and I was still shocked, and a lot of people come around and asking me if I'm okay, and yeah, how things can change really quickly, and to me, is I just live day by day now. Yeah, I feel that's more important to have that. It's not really a daily goal, but it's something I keep reminding myself, like do what you need to do for today, and then be happy about what you've done for today, and let's see what's up next on the next day or next week. Like worry about that later.
Yeah, it's much more manageable to do one day at a time.
Yeah, otherwise it's too overwhelming. Yeah, I think I try not to put too much stress. Obviously, I still have a lot of voices in my head like, telling me, okay, are you up for this? Like, can you really do this? And the finance situation and all that stuff. Like, obviously, there's a lot of things that I'm getting old and all that stuff. And yeah, but take it one thing at a time. Yeah,
great. You mentioned the vehicle rolling and obviously Mongolia early on, but what other, or if those are, what have been the challenges of your trip?
Challenges? What are my challenges? I think at the beginning the main challenges is you can plan all you want, but when things doesn't go according to your plan and you just kind of just let it be. I think I was struggling at that at the beginning of the trip because I kind of have like a schedule that I want to hit, and then obviously you crossing a border it can take from 2 hours to 6 hours to 24 hours. So I think not letting that the external circumstances affecting me that was the challenge for me at the beginning. And now, because I'm just going with the flow now, and so that was one of the, I guess, not really a challenge for me now. Yeah. So I can kind of like just accepting it, or maybe car issue. Like there's always some small things happen on the road, and there was one time the car doesn't start. There was some ignition issue. And I learned that throughout the trip. At the beginning, I'll be like, oh, I need to figure it out, and I need to start calling my friends and calling mechanics. Yeah. And so in the beginning was like, I need to figure it out. I start reading the manual. I bought the paper book of the workshop menu. I would start reading it and start calling my friends, who is also my mechanics, and he's a good friend in Hong Kong. He's been supporting me remotely. Whenever I have a problem, I message him. And obviously I also met a lot of the best mechanics. I always tell my friends that I found the best mechanics in each country. And then they're really, a lot of them, like even I left the country, they would still message me and tell me, hey, how are you going? Like, how's the car?
What's been the most meaningful moment for you?
Meaningful moments. I think meaningful moments, meeting the people. I think it's meeting people, especially when you go to places where they don't have a lot, but they give you everything they have. And I have not seen so much people with the smile on their face until I'm on this trip. You don't see people smiling a lot in Hong Kong. you don't see, because everyone's kind of just looking at their phones and going to work, and you're stressing about your meetings, stressing about your project deadlines and all that stuff. You're always just chasing deadlines. And you don't. Yeah, I think meeting new people. Yeah,
that's cool. How has exploration changed you?
How it changed me, I think I kind of touched on earlier, would be something like, I don't take things too seriously. And if things doesn't go according to the plan, I just let it go and just adapt and just move on and just flow with it. Yeah,
that's good.
I think that changed me, and also my perspective in terms of luxury for me is now different. I still love shopping. I'm a borderline shopaholic, and I still love to buy stuff. Yeah. But now I kind of like just want to. I tend to think about it a bit more. Like, do I really need this? Because I don't have the space for it.
Yeah.
So I'll be more conscious about what I'm getting. Thank you.
Amazing guy.
I'm staying with Ari, because she run the workshop here in Germany. So I'm doing the conversions there, and she's very welcoming for me to.
That's cool.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Together.
Okay, so Explore More has a mantra, which is explore more of the world, engage with others, and embrace global cultures. Something that we've touched on throughout this, but what does that mean to you when you hear that mantra?
I think something I also, maybe I touched on earlier, I feel like it's important to just go on there and explore, just to see things in different perspective. And yeah, and something I would encourage everyone to do. Yeah, just because it's so, yeah, I think, like I said, like so much negativity. It's just good to see it for yourself. Otherwise, you kind of just, someone just, for me, it's just, I cannot stand being told what to do and believe in whatever people just say without me finding out myself. Yeah, so yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Important to get out there and see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Great. So what advice would you give to others who are thinking about doing this type of adventures?
My advice is don't overthink it, because I'm an overthinker as well. You can only plan so much. And like I said before, like things can change really quickly and you can't really plan too much. And I would just say, if that's something that you want to do, it doesn't have to be overlanding. It could be, like I said, you can take a few weeks off, 2 weeks off, 1 week off, just go do something different, entirely different. I personally like to do something different every year if I can. And yeah, for me, my advice is, if this is something people enjoy and want to do, and go explore and go travel and just do it. Like, you figure it out. Like, obviously the financial bit is obviously you need to have some savings to do any type of travels. I quickly learned that you don't really need a lot, especially when the first 3 months in Central Asia. My monthly costs is 1/3 of what I would spend when I was living in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was spending way less money when I was traveling. That really show like I wouldn't expect that before I travel. And yeah, if budget and cost is your main concern, I feel like you can make anything works. Yeah, obviously you don't need a Defender. Like you can drive any car to do overlanding also.
Yeah.
I feel like you can do it with anything. If that's something you want to do, it just there's no better way, and just go do it. And you figure out along the way, and think that's my way of doing things.
It's great. Well, awesome. It's been really good chatting with you. How can people continue to follow your adventures and keep up to date with what you are?
I just post on Instagram. I started YouTube as well, but I'm not good at in front of the cameras. So I'm trying to, but I like to make videos. So I'm trying to find the style that I want to go for, and also like I'm comfortable doing, and at the same time really showing people and what's out there, and from my perspective and telling the stories. So yeah, mostly I'm on Instagram and now on YouTube. I'm also thinking about any way to make a living on the road. So I'm thinking like maybe I can set up a store somewhere on my website and just selling some prints. I don't know if anyone will buy it, but we'll just put it out there and just see what happens. Yeah, so yeah, mainly on social media with Instagram.
That's great. I'll add all those links and everything in the description, and of course they'll be on the article page. So
Sweet.
Everybody will see that. Great. Well, it's been awesome talking to you, Sai, and thank you for dialing in from Germany. I hope the build goes to the way you want it.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I'm a bit stressing about the timeline because I have to be out here into UK, or there's few other country I can go to, not part of the Schengen region. So yeah, but my plan is now to get to UK before 23rd. So I still have just a little over a week. The roof is on, but there's so many other stuff need to be done. The wiring is not even started yet. So the interior is in, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I try to not stress about too much, and maybe I will try to go into the workshop and take a look at the progress today.
Yeah, one day at a time.
Exactly.
Well, I will bid you farewell, Sai.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for watching the show. If you want to share feedback, please hit the comments below, or head over to exploremore.com/feedback for more information. If you want to see more interviews and other content, then please hit the subscribe button. Cheers.